Aunt Kate told me about their grandfather, hers and dad's and the rest of them, on their mother's side. That he was a white man and his name was Samuel Fulton. Dad couldn't recall the name, but I called her and I asked her, because I remember her telling me, and she verified that his name was Samuel Fulton. I think he lived in Agatsville, not for certain. And that's where Mama is a product of.
Okay, Samuel Fulton, that's Liddy Braswell. Say that.
Liddy Braswell had a baby by Samuel Fulton. And another brother, I don't know his name, but as far as Mama is concerned, that's who her father is, Samuel Fulton.
Oh, that's pretty unusual. So, I'm lost. See, I was fresh yesterday.
Yeah.
So, did you tell you anything else about the Couch family? Alfred Couch?
Alfred Couch, Alfred Couch was their mother's second husband after their father died. He got killed on the railroad tracks, and I think his name was Evans Bell. Aunt Kate's father got killed on the railroad tracks, and she had 12 kids at the time. And Aunt Mary, she was the youngest at the time. She was the last of the Bells. And then when she married Alfred Couch, then she had 5 more, and they were all Couches.
What's the name?
Dad was the oldest, Alfred, and then Uncle James, and then Uncle Charlie, Uncle Calvin, and Aunt Shirley. She was the baby of the whole clan. 16 of them, I believe. I thought it was 17 in all of the Couch Bells.
How do you feel about all the family reunions we had?
I like the family reunions, but I think they're getting kind of tedious for me because I'm used to just the picnics, and now they're having these meetings, organizations, and I'm not really into that right now. I know I should be, but I'm not. And I know they're probably mad at us because they're having meetings every third Saturday. Can you cut that for a minute? Because my eyes start watering. The doctor told me that's what I have. And it runs when the sun hits. Okay.
Yeah, mine get like that too. So they have meetings every third Saturday.
Every third Saturday. And I know there's 12 of the Couches, and they said at least 4 of us come, but I haven't been able to come for a certain reason, and the rest of them haven't showed up. So, but I know they're having these meetings, and we haven't been there. And the reunion's next year in Atlanta. The same way Mom's reunion's in Atlanta too. Same month.
That's how I feel about it too. They had it like every 5 years.
Yeah. They used to have it every year, the Couches, but they switched it to every other year, and Goolsby the same way, and they switch it to every other year at the same time. And so it's ended up in Atlanta. Columbus is hosting it, but it's in Atlanta. And I didn't know which one to go to if I was going, but Mom said go to Dad's reunion. So if I go, that's where I'll be going. Yeah. Dad's reunion.
You went to Dad's reunion up in Detroit. You saw Uncle Aunt. What did you
Okay.
What happened?
Do you want me to start talking about the other side? Okay. Supposedly Dad's, Uncle James, Uncle Charlie, Aunt Shirley, and Uncle Calvin's father was not Alfred Couch, but their legal father. Sam Card is their biological father. He lived in Detroit after leaving from the South. So in 1999, we met them all. Met Dad's other brothers and sisters, had brothers and sisters that lived in Detroit. They said it was about 10 or 12 of them, but they only counted down like really 10 of them. And who was living when we went there was, his name was Presley. He was in a nursing home. He has Alzheimer's. There's Charlotte, one of the sisters. She was sick when we went there. We didn't get to see her. I don't know if she has Alzheimer's or not. And there was Carrie, Aunt Carrie. When we saw her for the first time, she was all right. But within a year, Alzheimer's hit her. So she has Alzheimer's. And then there's Uncle Bud. His name is Silas. He's still there, and he's in pretty good shape. He's about Mom's age. Real nice, real nice. And he looks like Kevin. Well, Kevin looks like him. Let's cut it for a minute, because my eyes are running real bad. Repeat, Dad's half brothers and sisters that lives in Detroit: Carrie, Presley, Charlotte, Bud. I think those are only, and Marianne. Okay, there's Marianne. It doesn't look like she has Alzheimer's, but she's real quiet. She doesn't say too much. And then there's Bud. I said he's like the oldest of the group that's down there of the males, and he takes care of Carrie now. She has Alzheimer's. He takes care of her business, but her Alzheimer's, when it hit her within a year, year 2000, when we all went to their reunion. We met them first in 1999. We went to the reunion in 2000, and quite a few of us from Columbus came and met them for the first time. And that's when we saw Carrie, and she really didn't recognize us too much. But it was a large family down there, and they're really nice. The cousins that we met, they're really nice people. And we met a whole bunch of them.
How many, do you know how many brothers and sisters Dad got total now?
About total, I believe roughly 25. Give or take a few. 25 siblings. And Samuel Card, I believe Dad told me, died in the 50s, in the early 50s. But their mother, the Card's mother, she died in the 70s. She had Alzheimer's, and that's where the Alzheimer's comes in. Not on Dad's side, but on their mother's side, which last name is Garner. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's in relation to Odessa Bell.
Oh, really?
Yes, because Odessa's...
So Samuel Card's mother was named?
Samuel Card's mother, I don't know, his wife. I'm talking about Dad's half-brothers and sisters.
Oh.
Their mother.
Named what?
Last name is Garner.
Garner.
Uh-huh.
Good.
And Aunt Cora told me that on the Goolsby side, there's some relations with those Garners. She wasn't quite clear at the time, but there's some relations. I don't really want to go into that, but there's some relations about the Garners.
Go into it.
I don't want to go into it because I'm not clear on all what she said.
All right,
but yeah, so
nobody's gonna hold you to the,
yeah,
because you just hearing hearsay anyway.
Hearsay, right? Exactly.
So,
I can go back to talking about Alfred Couch, Dad's legal father, who raised Dad. I heard he was 6'5", light skinned, and he had real large hands. They said his hands were really big. I know that's one thing, but
Dad is not.
Dad is 5'6" and kind of shrinking a little bit, dark skinned and nothing like him. But he took care of those mama's children, Bells and Couches, because his mother had a lot of property. So.
Anything else you can think of?
Let's see. Okay.
Explain how on Mom's side of the family and Dad's side of the family related.
Okay. There's some relations on Dad and Mom's side that they are related. I'll go into, I don't know if Dad said anything about Uncle Lee. Did he say anything about Uncle Lee? Mm-hmm. Okay. Dad's uncle, Mama's brother, Uncle Lee.
Say it again, but say his real name.
Levi Rooks. That's Mama's, my grandmother's brother, one of her brothers. His name is Levi Rooks. Mama's last name is Braswell, even though her biological father is Samuel Fulton, white man. Well, Uncle Lee, his father his last name is Rooks, and he is my mother's father, Buddy Goolsby, his grandfather's brother, offspring. He had a relations with, what's her name? Mama's mother's name, because I don't know. Liddy. What is it? Liddy.
Lillian.
Lillian.
They call her Liddy.
Liddy. She had a child by Pawpaw's grandfather's brother. I don't know his name, but that's how Uncle Lee is a Rooks. And there may be another child that's by another brother of Pawpaw's grandfather. William Rooks. And it could be Uncle Hootie, I don't know, but Uncle Hootie went by Braswell. But his daughter that used to come up here all the time, I can't think of her name, always came up here. What's her name? I know her name. But anyway, she said that she was related to a Rooks. Viola. Right. Uncle Hootie, he always used to say, you know me, what's my name? And he may possibly be a Rooks. There's supposed to be two of them. So Uncle Lee on my dad's side is related to my mother on her father's side. And another, one of Dad's sisters, who's Liddy's? Not Liddy. Biddy's, not Biddy's, I'm gonna get them in a minute. Red that lives in Akron, they used to live in Akron. What's the sister name? I already know her name, man. Well, one of Dad's sisters, Lucy Kate, who was killed in the 50s, her husband's mother is my mother, or my grandmother on my mother's side, Mary Gooseby. They're first cousins. His mother and Mama's mother were sisters. So another relation that's on my father's side is Jitty. I'm sorry, she's still living, but her father was married to her mother, Lucy Kate. His mother is Mama's mother's sister, so they're related on like that. You can figure that one out. Okay.
The family all mixed up.
All mixed up. But as far as I know, I think that's all who they're related to on both sides like that. And we met one of them in Akron at Dad's sister, the youngest of the Bells, birthday party this year. She was there. One of the cousins of Mama's, one of her aunts, great aunt's daughters was there. So we met her this year.
Man, just like sort through that.
Right.
Yeah, you need that family tree lineage.
Yeah, it'll be branching all out. It'll branch all out. But let's see.
So we related to some Fulton white folks too, right?
Fulton, if they ever track us down, it's hard to track them down because I tried on the internet. There's too many of them. And their lineage, I pulled up Aggiesville, I pulled up Monticello, and I couldn't find, there's too many of them, number one, Sam Fultons. And a lot of them, if you check all over the world, they're from, some are from Scotland. That's where I found a lot of them from Scotland, and some from, I think, Ireland, but mostly Scotland, England, and Ireland.
So the Couch lineage, we can only back it up as far as Dad goes, right?
As far as Dad goes.
I mean, because this Alfred Couch first was his stepfather.
Right. And I believe his father's name was Alfred Couch, but we can only go back, we'll go back 4.
But if we go back blood, we can only go back as far as Samuel Card.
Samuel Cards. And like I said, there's a lot of them now that lives in Detroit. There's a lot of the family members. And one of them that we met, I can't think, he's a first cousin. He has a daughter, I'm trying to think of his name, Eugene Card. He has a daughter that works, I think, out of Maryland. What she does is she helped bring a lot of the black acts to certain cities, like black plays. Her name is Mary, if I'm not mistaken. Her name is Mary. She brings a lot of black plays that we see, like in Detroit, Columbus, New York. But she was responsible for that. We never did get to see her while we was there.
Your name is Mary Card?
If she's not married, it's Mary Card. And we're going to a reunion on my mother's, the Rook side. So it's my grandfather's mother's side next week for the 4th of July. And my father's half-brother, Silas Card, he received an invitation to go there too. So somehow he knows that family too. He knows the Rooks. And they sent him a invitation. We was going to go try to see him anyway when we got there to Detroit, but he got an invitation to go to the reunion, so we'll be seeing him then. I might ask him some more questions, I don't know. Depends on how much time that we have about. But his wife Juanita, Aunt Juanita, I went to France with both of them in 2000. Uncle Silas, we call him Bud. And matter of fact, my mother, Leona, she knew Dad's half brothers and sisters before he knew them. Actually knew them. She knew Bud. They knew Charlotte, and they either Charlotte or my mother's grandmother, Mama's mother, went over to their home, one of them, and they saw Charlotte, and they said that I look like Charlotte.
Hush, hush, sweet
Charlotte. Charlotte. So I don't know what Charlotte looked like since she was ill when we went to Detroit, but they knew the Cards then. Mom knew Bud. Dad said that one of his sisters named Emma, he said they was going to school together. He knew them as far as going to school because he was a little boy, and he thought he was real cute. She was real cute, but he didn't know that was his sister.
There he is.
Neighbor.
Hey,
got a life story going on here.
Yeah. How you doing?
Say hi.
Hey.
That's that little boy.
Glenn. What's his name?
Grant. It's Grant.
Grant. Hey, Grant. How you doing, bud?
Say hi.
Isn't that Gracie's little boy's name too? Grant. Hey, that's the one. I know you talkative.
Yeah.
You're just not talkative right now.
Glenn, one of the neighborhood homeboys. Glenn might as well be my brother. Him and Gregory.
What?
Y'all might as well be brothers.
40 years.
That's a long time. Yeah. 63 when y'all came up here, 63 or 64?
I was 4 years old.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember when y'all came into the neighborhood, into the hood, even though I was a little girl myself.
I remember when Glenn down in the basement shooting pool, it got sick and threw up and
Appendicitis.
Oh, you did? Oh.
We all cut that grass, June, Greg, all this stuff.
And we got
field out there and came over here and I was throwing up everywhere, boy. I was dying and I didn't know what it was. Next morning, appendicitis.
Oh, wow.
I remember that, boy. I remember downstairs, he just doubled over and like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
Those were some memories.
Yeah, him and Gregory were dirt partners. And you still dirty.
Yep. Still dirty neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
Later, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
take it easy. So what else are we talking about?
We could say that Glenn purchased Shirley's old house or Hamlet, and that's why he's dirty, because he's fixing it up.
Okay, that's it. All right. That wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't.